What's up, everyone? What is going to be the top 5 best performing BaseChain meme coins this cycle? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about what my personal top 5 list is that I think will be the best performing meme coins. Now, some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. However, I would love to hear what is your top 5. After you hear what my top 5 is, let me know down in the comment section. What do you think will be the top 5 best performing base meme coins by market cap? Now, if you look at this tweet I put out yesterday evening, you can see what will be the top 5 best performing base meme coins. Number 1, I have Brett. Number 2, I have Toshi. Number 3, I have NORMIE. For the 4th spot, I have one of the native dogs, which is either going to be 𝗥𝗔𝗓𝗏, Benji, or 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗏. Next, we have maybe, and this is a big maybe BLOO. Right now, I still think BLOO is extremely undervalued. I still think it is a sleeper as well. And of course, once it pumps up a little bit, it does, drop back down a little bit, which we're going to see on the charts a little bit later. However, we've pretty much found that floor. So that's definitely a good thing to see. And so the more that it accumulates, just creates a bigger explosion later on, right? Potentially. So as you can see, these are my top 5. Got a lot of engagement on here. And if you follow me on Twitter, or if you don't, I highly recommend you do. But if you look at this particular tweet and you look at all of the different comments, you're going to see so many different base meme coins that you probably didn't even know exist. And this is a good way as well to kind of figure out what other meme coins are out there. So definitely check out this tweet. So again, I have Brett, Toshi, NORMIE, one of the native dogs, and I have maybe BLOO. Right now, I do want to give an honorable mention. I am very aware of Moshi, the cat, right? Very aware of it. However, I think Toshi is going to be the best performing cat on BaseChain, and this is why I don't have Moshi in that top 5. Not saying it can't be in the top 5, because this list isn't just set in stone, right? I don't have to be 100% right. Now, regarding the top 3, Brett, Toshi, and NORMIE, I still think those are going to be the best performing and highest market cap meme coins on BaseChain this bull run cycle, regardless if those get, reorganized as far as who's number 1, who's number 2, who's number 3. I think those 3 will be the best performing, which I said in previous BaseChain videos. And so if you're just getting in BaseChain, before you get into some of the up and coming, in my personal opinion, I think you should probably at least get exposure to one of those 3, so at least you're going to get some gains in this ecosystem. So if we look at the charts here, starting with Brett, at the time of this video, you can see it is around 733 million market cap. Now, shout out to everyone, who was talking about Brett way below this, right? I heard about Brett, but I didn't publicly make a video on Brett until it was around like 250 million, right? Which is perfectly fine, because I think we have a lot more room to go, especially for those who got in around me, or for people who got in a lot lower. And so as you can see, I got this magnet here because when it was here, if you go back to the first video I did, I talked about Brett and Toshi, and it was around this point, and I knew that it was going to hit this magnet, and that magnet was basically it touching that previous all-time high. I bought in and we shot up, and now you can see here we are. Right, so we've shot down a little bit, but of course from that previous all-time high and low, we've made new ground, right? So up pretty much almost like a 3x now based off of where I bought in. And shout out to people who got in so much lower, because I think Brett has a lot more upside. If we head over to Toshi, right, and Toshi's been here the longest. I really like Toshi. Toshi is a sleeper, and a lot of people may not want to hear this, but this is why I said, when it comes to the number 1, number 2, and number 3 spot, as far as Brett, Toshi, and NORMIE, in my opinion, and I've said this in a previous video, any one of these 3 can become the number 1 BaseChain meme coin. Even though Brett is number 1 and has been number 1 for the time being, I still think any one of these 3 can be the number 1. And this is why me personally, not saying you should do this, but I have the same amount invested in Brett, Toshi, and NORMIE. Now, I am invested at them at different market caps, right? I am invested, at Toshi and NORMIE, of course, at a lower market cap than Brett. However, whichever one performs the best, I'm still going to be fine. However, I still think these three are going to be the best performing. And so since I have a decent amount allocated to all three of those in an even amount, I'm still going to do very well. So it just depends on what strategy works best for you, because we still have so much to come to base, in my personal opinion. And so again, as we look at this chart, looking at Toshi's been here since October 9th of last year. If we go to Brett's been here February 27th of this month, and you can see it's already the largest, meme coin, right? Now, looking at Toshi real quick, and actually I'm gonna do this too. So we got 733 market cap, over 10 million in liquidity, 67,000 holders. Now looking back at Toshi, and actually this is not the main one. So I'm gonna copy this address, and then we're gonna go to the actual Toshi one with the most liquidity. All right, and you guys are seeing how I'm doing this. So what I can do is just remove this, add this, click on it. All right, and so now we have the one with the proper liquidity. And remember, you always want to look at that. All right, so you guys see how I've done that. And just to show you real quick, because a lot of people ask, how do you know the proper contract address? Most of the time it's going to be the one, 99% of the time it's going to be the one with the most liquidity. Now you can see the contract address is the same, right? But which one has the most liquidity? This top one here. And that's how you know that's the proper one. All right, so again, pay attention to that. So we got Toshi, 242, almost 243 million, around 6 million in liquidity, 56,000 in holders. Now we move over to NORMIE, number 3 here. NORMIE has around 1.8 in liquidity, sitting around just under 100 million market cap and just under 23,000 holders, right? I think NORMIE is super solid, has some of the best memes and art in the game, hands down, on BaseChain and in meme coins, in my opinion. If you just look at what they're doing, top notch, man, top notch. Now as we get to the native dogs, right, we have Benji, which currently right now is the #1 by market cap. At first it was 𝗥𝗔𝗕𝗏. However, 𝗥𝗔𝗕𝗏 does have the highest all-time high as far as the native dogs and the dogs just on BaseChain, but Benji has taken that #1 spot by market cap currently. So if you look at Benji here, sitting around a 51 million market cap, 1 million in liquidity, and over 10,500 holders, right? Now if we look over to 𝗥𝗔𝗏, under just a little bit, sitting around a 46.5 million market cap, and it has around 3 million in liquidity. And one thing I really like about 𝗥𝗔𝗏 as well is it has a strong liquidity, right? If you look at Benji's at a higher market cap. Now 𝗥𝗔𝗏 has been here longer, right? However, we can't deny the fact that 𝗥𝗔𝗏 has a lot healthier liquidity pool. As you can see, 1 million on a 51 million market cap for Benji, compared to 𝗥𝗔𝗏, 3 million in liquidity for a 46 million market cap, right? So pay attention to that. Liquidity is so important when it comes to cashing out, if you're one of those people who have a lot of money to cash out. So if you have holders, right, again, 10,500 for Benji, 𝗥𝗔𝗏, 13,500, right? So Benji is definitely catching ground extremely fast. However, 𝗥𝗔𝗏 has the most longevity, right? And it's building support again at this level here, right? Which is good to see. Now, if we move over to the third native dog, which is going to be 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏, and I think this one is a sleeper as well. It had a nice little run up after it did. I think it had like a claim and a burn thing that happened that kind of saw some nice engagement for the project. But as you can see, liquidity is locked, as you can see on DEX tools. Now the other projects, it may be locked, but you will have to look a different way to figure that out. But you can see this directly on DEX tools, sitting around a 6.6 market cap, and you can see just over 2,000 holders. So not that many holders, and still has a lot of room to grow. Far as if it can get to the heights of a 𝗥𝗔𝗏, the potential of 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏 right now is kind of the sleeper, because it's the cheapest, or not the cheapest, but the lowest in market cap compared to the main three, far as a Benji or a 𝗥𝗔𝗏. All right. Now, if you're curious on what the native 3 dogs are, check this video out right here, where we cover what they are, what are their narratives, and what are they doing, right? So definitely check that video out. If you want to check out the top 3, Brett, Toshi, and NORMIE, check this video out, where we cover my thoughts and what are my opinion on how they're going to do this bull cycle, and what is my strategy about those as well. Now, if you look at BLOO here. The last one we're going to kind of dive into is going to be BLOO. And as you can see, the all-time high is around $25, which is a 25 million market cap. And you can see we came all the way down. We have come up some, sell down, come up some, sell down. But for the most part, we're just in this type of range here. We're at the bottom of the support level, right? So eventually, I believe we're going to see this thing shoot up to the upside. And I believe when we do, this thing is going to retest a new all-time high. So the people who's getting in now, or who have lowered their average cost, right? Because when I first talked about BLOO, it was 8.5 million. So basically this is a 50% decrease in the current price of where it originally was. So again, never telling you to buy, hold, or sell anything, but at least I want to supply you with enough information so you can at least start to think for yourself and make a decision for yourself. Now, real quick, let me see some. Here's Moshi, and I mentioned them earlier in this video. I really like what they're doing as well. Solid project, not just a meme coin. Looking to bring more to the actual base ecosystem, and you can see they launched November 13th of last year. So they've been here just a month less longer than Toshi, and you can see very, very healthy chart. 46 million in market cap, almost 1.5 million in liquidity, and over 20,000 holders for Moshi. So again, just wanted to give them a shout out because I am very aware of this project. I like what they're doing. I like what they're trying to bring to BaseChain and crypto as well. And so again, those are my top 5. Brett, Toshi, NORMIE, and again, I think those three, any one of those three can become the #1 BaseChain meme coin. Even though Brett is #1 and has been #1 for a while, I still think those three, any one of those can become #1. And then for the 4th spot, it's going to be one of the native dogs, in my personal opinion, 𝗥𝗔𝗕𝗏 or DeFi. And then 5thly, it's kind of up for grabs, but again, there's a big maybe by BLOO, right? If it can really catch that steam that I think it can. But again, let me know what you think. If you agree with my entire list except for BLOO, let me know who you will put in that 5th spot. I'm very curious because I think we have a lot more growth to see on the BaseChain ecosystem. And to be completely honest with you, there is a chance that maybe one of the top 5 best performing meme coins on BaseChain hasn't even launched yet. That is a possibility. But again, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear it. I will catch you guys on Friday on the next video.